At the moment I've just got a simple menu which will let the user control what kind of audio that will be modulated in the videos. So this is going to be the main input. This is my binaural focus, and that's going to come in on this first inlet, which is going to this extraction object analyzer. So far there's actually no information going in the binaural and in the music. The music one is just simply that if someone wants to use that as a music player, and then this can be a video virtualizer, they can do that. So at the moment microphone is the only one that I can show you as an example. So it comes in and this object extracts information. It gives straight away gives the loudness, brightness. This down here is a frequency graph. I'm gonna use some simple crossovers to get some averages that come out there, and then I can use those that data, maybe just 3 or 4 crossover points to separate out the bass, low mids, high mids, and then treble, and then that will give me some information to control graphics with. As you can see, there's some MIDI data that's being converted from the audio. This is a real-time graph, and then this is just a pitch, so determine. What I'm going to do is use these values that are coming out. These are like fundamental sine waves and any further harmonics or any other frequencies with the amplitude, so I could separate all these out into individual controls, have a few outlets, label the outlets up, and that will be how I'm extracting data from the audio. The whole point of this is I want the input, which is going to come from the audio data, which will end up being like the loudness, frequency, brightness, different kinds of modulation. I want them to come in to this top section, and I want to be able to control what part of the video or graphics that affect. So I've got a menu here. I've just used these simple counting system here. So if we turn this on, for example, I can send A, and I can send it to any one of these, which in the end will be my video control. So if I send that to Y, you can see it's just counting there. Or I can send it to X and it's going to come out of this one, or I can turn it off. So if we just zero those, and we can have a look inside what's going on here. So this top menu there is my inputs. It's controlling which one of these boxes it's affecting. This is receiving the signal from A, this one's from B, and this one's from C. And then this menu here is controlling all of these menus, but I've used this gate to say which one I want to control. So if I click A, now this one will control this menu. If I click B, now this one will control this menu. I did have a problem when, if I clicked B, this one, it would come over here, and obviously this one might be set to Y, for example, but it wasn't reporting back to you. So I actually wanted it to say that if you click on A, right, that's going to come back to off. B, it's going to click on whatever it is, so it kind of remembers what position the tab is in, which should be easier to understand for the user. So the way I've done that, so I've just got a bang which comes through the gate, and it sends the status of this tab is coming back up here, and it's getting set, and by using the set message it doesn't create an output of this tab. If it did create an output, you get a feedback loop that comes through here. This menu sets this menu, that sets this menu, and you get a stack overflow. So by using set, there's no output once this is set, and then that way you can have some sort of like memory in it. So if I just show you what I mean by that, if I set this to A to modulate the X, and I turn this on, now I can go to C and I can use that to modulate Z, and when I click back to A, it will show me that it's still modulating X and C is modulating Z. think that's it. The next step that I need to do is take out these systems. These are just example systems that I've used to figure things out for myself. So I'm going to get the inputs from the audio data, label up A, B and C differently to represent loudness, frequency, and this X, Y and Z, these are going to be my video modulators, and there's going to be about 10 of them. There's so many different variables that can control the video, so it's going to look a lot different once I played around with it for a while. So yeah, I'm just going to change it, relabel everything now that I know I've got it working, and that's the routing stage of it. Okay, so at the minute this is where my visual patch side of things stands. We've just got a simple box here, and there's a shape that's being created, and hopefully the audio data that will come in will control these variables of position, size, axis. So far there's quite a few variables still left to find and put into this patch, but just as an example, this is where it stands. I've got my shape there. We can control the color of it. We can control its position, size. These are the axes that the shape is on. If we change those, it will give us different scales. And if we click on the object, we can actually move it around. So far I've yet to find out how I'm going to work that into the using the data to control it, because it's just a case of clicking on the box at the moment. It would be good to get some values into there that will do that without having to click on the box. So at the moment it looks like an egg rolling around. So this is just showing how the how we can control visuals using different numbers. By using this pack, we can get all these variables into one list that will go into this main rendering message, and then by using the dollar and a number sign, we can say which one of these boxes will be used in this message. So at the moment we're using position, color and size. There can be more added into there. We can even change the shape. We just change this to a cube. You can see that the shape's changed to a cube. So I think the next thing to do is tidy up this patch, make things a bit easier to see and guide around, and have some more options to change the shape cube, and then create some inlets for the router to be attached to this, so that the audio data, we can just set it to control redline, for example, or any other component, and we'll be getting started then on controlling everything.